In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how we sent 485,000 cold emails and signed 55 customers directly through cold email threads. It's going to be full breakdown about exactly what we did for one of clients of ours and achieve these results. Basically, in B2B SaaS industry, in email infrastructure product. So yeah, let's dive straight in. Let's go through. Yeah, basically, it's gonna be very tactical, very technical. So if you wanna learn exact tips that you can implement today and level up your cold email game, then stick until the end. I'm gonna cover everything that we did from A to Z. So yeah, let's start. Basically, actual results, we sent total of 485,000 cold emails in 4 months and generated 638 engaged leads. Those are basically positive replies, and all of them were actually nurtured and this sort of stuff. We signed directly 55 customers through cold email threads. And it was basically 0 sales calls, which is kind of important. It was B2B SaaS email infrastructure. I'm going to be covering their exact product and offer later down the line. So yeah, and probably at this point it's even more cold emails because campaigns are still running today, which is also pretty important. Here are the extra plus swipe dashboard. Yeah, basically this number of emails. I took the screenshot 1 week ago, so maybe I think it's even more right now because we are sending 4 to 5k emails per day. And yeah, here you can see total positive reply, exactly what I mentioned here, 638 bounce rates, which is pretty good, under 2%, total reply rate, and yeah, total leads contacted as well in 4 months. Yeah, basically, here are core details. Their pricing, the lowest plans that we were actually saying is $129 per month. Let me change the color here so you can see everything. The product, yeah, is email infrastructure tool, basically SMTP email structure, not Google reseller, not Microsoft reseller, to send cold emails at scale. Their model is self-serve, no sales call, no meeting required, and exact offer is sign up plus get 20 domains for free, which is basically $350 value. Those were .info domains, but they still work fine as .com and .co. And just to sign up for free, 20 domains to test it, it was a pretty good offer, and that was exactly one of the core details that allowed us to sign up that many clients through cold email. Yeah, and period, it happens in 4 months. First, let's actually cover what didn't work, because I think it's very important. There are lots of people on Reddit, on LinkedIn, and on X talking about cold email things, all things cold email that don't really matter, that don't move the needle at all. And I think it's important to start with what didn't work, so you actually can filter out all the fluff straight away. First, multi-channel. And multi-channel, I'm not talking that it doesn't work at all. I'm talking that multi-channel didn't work specifically for us because, as you know, well, it makes sense that multi-channel on LinkedIn, for example, where you can send only limited volume, very limited volume. Of course, you can purchase additional profiles and this sort of stuff, but it's kind of expensive and the game is a bit different there. So we tried multi-channel in LinkedIn and email, and we didn't see any significant lift in positive reply rate. We actually see in total reply rate, but in positive reply rate, we didn't see it. So it just added cost and complexity, and costs were actually pretty high. And of course, we're gonna do it later down the line. Of course, we're gonna be testing it, but so far from what we tried, running it together with the email didn't move the needle at all. So yeah, that specifically is what didn't work for us. It may work for you. I'm just saying about my experience. So yeah, then meeting requests, push for meetings right away didn't work as well. For less than $200 per month product, sales call doesn't make sense at all. So we were just pushing straight for the sign up. And then 3 is heavy AI personalization. We tried researching the leads with AI, with Clayagent, for example, and reply rate increase was only 0.2%, and positive reply rate was like also a bit increased, but it didn't worth the effort and cost and complexity, and it slowed down things a lot. So yeah, the ROI was actually lower. Yeah, so what we learned, like, intent is actually more than tactics. Then I'm gonna break down exact infrastructures that we were using to scale to 600. Wait. Yeah, I just didn't update the numbers. So yeah, basically 685K already from the dashboard, as you were able to see before. Basically, we're using 6 dedicated IP addresses with 398 domains total across all of them. And it was 5 to 6 mailboxes per domain. So it's just all SMTP through Microsoft Azure. So if you're sending through Google Workspace or Outlook 365, it's going to be probably different. In fact, it is going to be different. In total, it was 1,990 mailboxes users, and we were sending 5 emails per day per mailbox. Here's a screenshot just so you see like actual details from the +5 here IP addresses that I selected. Our strategy was rotating 3 IPs each campaign every week or two. So basically, we run campaign number 1, we assign 3 IPs to it, and there were like warm up as well. Warm up. And then 3 IPs are there as well. And after that, we run campaign number 2 in 1 week or something. And then we swap. This one for warm up is going to go here, and this one is going to go here to warm up. So basically, it was kind of the process what we were doing. I hope it's not confusing at all. So yeah. And we were balancing out volume with warm up as well. So for example, if we send here like 5 cold emails per mailbox, then we wouldn't stop warming up when we send cold emails. We just would lower the volume here -5. And then when we put these ones that were sending cold emails here, we would do +5 because we wouldn't be sending any cold as well. So I hope it does make sense. Then we would filter out Microsoft and email sending gateways. Contacts. Basically, Microsoft, it's Outlook 365. They bounce a lot. Deliverability to Microsoft is a lot harder. And we made like a conscious decision that we would just like filter them out, and we still had lots of contacts because target market was pretty big. So we were able to allow this possibility. For other clients, I don't usually do it. And email sending gateways as well is very hard to get inboxed, actually. A lot of bounces is like Proofpoint, Mimecast, what else is there? Barracuda, Cisco. So yeah, basically you can find out when you do email verification. We personally use Lead Magic for email verification, and it returns you the MX record. Or MX provider, and you can basically see the pattern. Is it like Proofpoint, Barracuda, Mimecast, or whatever it is? So total, we were sending 5,000 emails per day to validated senders, and I'm gonna cover more on list building actually later here. So yeah, let's move on. List building, actually, what we tried from list building, we tried a lot of stuff, and in those 4 months to actually send 450,000 cold emails to validated senders, and we were filtering out all the Microsoft and ECGs. So we scraped a lot of contacts, a lot of data. First, we started from Apollo, good old Apollo, which was good in the past, not anymore right now. And Apollo data was pretty trash for us. I don't recommend anyone to use Apollo right now. And essentially, everyone who uses Apollo right now is just like not updated with current like trends, what actually work in 2026. I'm not saying you can't make Apollo work. I'm just saying there are like better ways, which I'm gonna explain here. And the problem with Apollo is first high bounces. And high bounces means like more than 3%. And essentially, when you constantly send with more than 3% bounces, your inboxes just like die. So I don't know if it's like, basically it's just like an emoji where like dead skull. So yeah. And the second one is that stale data. So basically, I think it's getting updated like every 3 months or so. And essentially, you can just like, what we were seeing is that we would email people and they just like don't really work at the company anymore. And they already switched their like inbox because, as you know, it's usually like first name, like John, first name, add company domain, like for example google.com. So we would email this address, and it would say that automatic reply would come that John don't work at a company anymore, and would give his like updated email address, or would say like contact this person at Google. Well, not Google, but like you got an idea. So stale data. It was a problem. Then second, we tried Clash.com scraping, and it was pretty bad as well, because there were like also, well, number one is that it's pretty hard to scrape Clash because of the like JavaScript rendering real time and lots of like scraping protection. You need a bunch of proxies, and it's pretty complicated, you know what I mean? And also the volume isn't like really there. So yeah, so Clash.com scraping is, I'm saying like maybe you can make it work, but we just couldn't do it, to be honest, because of complexity and pretty low volume of contacts that we had from there. But Clash.com is basically a directory of all like marketing agencies, and you can filter them out with like pretty good how do I say that, like filtering options in Clash.com. And yeah, if you can make the scraping work, maybe it can be better. Maybe you're gonna try it as well in the future. So yeah. Then number 3, which was golden for us, is basically competitors follower scraping and adjacent tools as well. So we scraped a bunch of competitors like premium inboxes, like Scaled Mail, like Zapmail, like Meldoso, all those infrastructure providers. And we would contact people who already follow them, meaning they don't need to be educated. They already know about deliverability, about email structure, about cold email, high volume sending, and all those stuff. So we just can pitch them with 2 lines with our like value proposition, why we are better than them, than those like, and some others. And yeah, we can just put like value proposition and CTA, and that's pretty much it. So it was pretty easy. And then we scraped as well followers of adjacent tools like Instantly, SmartLead, Clay, Artisan, Full Enrich, Better Contact, Find Email, Plus Vibe, I don't know what else can be there, like Reply.io, Salesforce. So yeah, a bunch of other adjacent tools. And essentially people who follow them also means that they are likely doing cold emails. And it was pretty easy as well. We were saying something like, we integrate with Instantly, effortlessly. You can export inboxes in minutes, and stuff like that. So the matter of fact is that they're already like educated, and we don't need to like write massive emails. We can just like write 2-3 lines, very short, less than like 60 words, and it would convert just flawlessly. So yeah, this method did like wonders for us. I really recommend that. Yeah. Then number 4, Twitter influencer scraping. We scraped a bunch of business people and people famous in cold email world as well, like Alex Hormozy, Daniel Fazio, Nick Abraham, and a bunch of people like that. I don't really remember all of them just because it was like 3 months ago or so. So yeah, and this was actually pretty great. In the beginning, I saw getting emails of people from Twitter would be a bit harder than it actually was, but yeah, it converted pretty good. The only thing that we didn't have their LinkedIn, so we like attributed which companies they work at and like connect to our whole like databases. It was a bit hard, but yeah, anyway, it converted pretty good. I actually recommend it because this method, not a lot of people actually use it. So yeah, if you want to try it out, we consistently like saw 2.5 reply rates targeting those people. Of course, it depends on your copy and infrastructure, but if you know those things, it's actually a pretty good resource because very few people use it actually. So yeah, and then what else is here? Oh yeah, basically why this worked, because intent is more important than personalization. I think most people already know it. So if you target people with personalization, like all the fancy research, it doesn't ultimately matter at all. Like you have to combine both ideally, or just focus on intent and relevance. This is gonna drive your car further ultimately, because personalization, okay, you can like spin up Clayagent, research his customer, scrape his like LinkedIn bio, and personalize like hell lots of stuff. But why would it matter if he didn't show any intent, it's not relevant to him at all, and ultimately your offer sucks? So you know what I mean, right? Like this is cool when you combine it with intent or like relevance. I know lots of people talk about relevance and it's sort of like buzzword already in cold email world, but it actually means something, you know, and the personalization is more of a like fluff right now. So um, and basically if they're already like were educated, then it's basically Wormstone in the copy, so it can be like not entirely cold. Yeah, and here are some examples that we like actually used that I like named before already. And also intent is not a must, not a must to be mentioned in cold email. So for example, if we like, I don't know, if we scrape like artisan, no, maybe artisan is not a good example, but if we scrape like clay, and there are some people that use clay, but they are not familiar with cold email at all, like for example RevOps or stuff like that, then it's not like 100% to mention intent in the cold email. You can just like provide a good offer, and ultimately your targeting is going to be better anyway, because you're not targeting like random people, you're targeting people who are like educated at least, and they're like in your world somehow. I hope it makes sense. So yeah, let's continue. Then the data pipeline, which is kind of one of the most important parts here. And if you're gonna take something out from this video, then like competitor follow scraping is a good one. This one's a good one, and the data pipeline is also pretty important because lots of people fail to make it work. So step one is scrape, of course, that we already kind of made clear. Then step two is enrich. So mainly we use clay agent and Zenrows to scrape whatever like data we had about them. Either it was like company domain or like Twitter profile or LinkedIn profile. And what we did it for, not to personalize, but to qualify, I guess, mostly. Because, of course, we send high volume, but we don't want to blast high volume to people that are not important for us at all, that are not our ICP, because why if we would just like burn infrastructure, you know what I mean? So yeah, step three, qualification, as I mentioned, and we use like those two to like research information and like basically, there was like LinkedIn URL, linkedin.com. Oh my god, my handwriting is very bad with this mouse. So yeah, basically, but you got the idea. So we would provide LinkedIn URL for Clasion to return us some structured like summary, and then we would qualify them with GPT-4o Mini, Bash API on their bio and Clasion info, which was pretty good. Like never ask Clasion to do two things at a time, which was also like pretty good rule from like Eric Novoslavsky that I learned a bunch of time ago when I only started with Clay. So yeah, shout out to him. Then step four is email finding and validation. We use this waterfall. I'm not affiliated with any of them, so I'm just sharing what actually worked for me and my clients, not only this client, but like other ones as well. We used Lead Magic to ICPs to Prospio. Lead Magic just has lots of good coverage, and most of the emails they provide are very good. Then ICPs is just like second one. They're very cheap, like very cheap. But sometimes email are not so good, I guess. And then Prospio as well. Prospio has very good coverage, but we just didn't buy their subscription to use their API. So we mostly use it from the Clay account with Clay credits, and sometimes we change it with Find Email. They're like interchangeable for us. They're like both two credits per row, and they have pretty good data per cell, I mean. And total with this email waterfall, we have 70% coverage with valid emails. So basically, if we run it with numbers, it's 50K to 35K qualified valid emails. At least 50K raw ones, I mean. 35K qualified with valid emails. And here's a sneak peek from the actual Supabase that we run for this client when we store all the data. And here I just write some like random SQL script. You don't have to know any of that. And actually, it shows like how many total lists we have scraped here. we have 77,000 validated emails. Not all of them are updated, and we are working to update all of them right now. We are refreshing this constantly, like every 3 months or so. Actually, last time it was refreshed pretty recently. Pending validation, 83K, validation progress, 48K almost, and unique domains is 85K. So mostly it's like almost two contacts per. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just two contacts per company almost. Then let's go to actual campaign execution. What did we run, which offer, which copy strategy, which sequence, and how it actually worked. So our offer type was a lead magnet, and it's very important because if you would push for a meeting straight away, you would receive massively lower conversions. And we actually tested that. So just trust the data. If you don't have like very complicated offer, even like if you're a marketing agency, like performance marketing agency, you can still develop some sort of lead magnet with current tech, with like Cloud Code, Cursor, a bunch of the stuff to actually develop some lead magnets that you can insert in an email straight away. Don't lead with can I have 15 minutes of your time next week, or like can we book a call to discuss that, or some shit like that. You know what I mean, right? And our offer type was sign up plus get 10 domains free, which I already covered. It was a pretty good one, and you saw how it converts. Copy strategy was pattern interrupt openers, and this one is actually like very important one, because if you think about that, you should probably think what are most people doing right now. For example, you email like John, like random John, he's working at X company and he receives like 20 emails per day. So what you want to do is you want to kind of understand what the rest of your competition is doing, and you want to just do not opposite of that, but do something different. You know what I mean? So don't do what all of them doing, because if John see exactly what he sees 20 times per day every day, what do you think are the chances he's gonna open your email and actually read through and actually pay some attention to it? I guess 0, right? So you know what I mean, right? No, some things like quick question, even so I think, I thought most people, I thought no one is doing that right now in 2026. And actually recently I received LinkedIn DM with quick question, and it was a bit funny. I thought no one is doing it right now. And no, so you on LinkedIn, just like random starting like that. So, and sequence that we were running is two-step sequence, because we run high volume. For us, it's better to actually target more net new contacts, and two-step sequence outperformed 5 sequence email by 50%. We actually tested it as well. But probably if you're doing some sort of high intent, personalized, lower volume outreach, then more emails in a sequence actually makes sense to drop some more case studies, social proof, like nurturing, you know what I mean, right? But also consider that probably people will convert from email number 5 only if they actually check their inbox. And if you deliver like email 1, email 2, and they didn't like convert, email 3 didn't convert, email 4 didn't convert, email 5 converts. If it's like your chain of reasoning, basically, when you're sending 5 emails, you should probably think that like fundamentally this guy should be checking his inbox. Otherwise, he will not convert like at anyhow. So if he like, what are the chances that after he saw your email 3 times already, he doesn't mark you as spam? And it will happen. Like I'm telling you, it will happen 100%, because if he saw your emails 3 times and he doesn't reply, this one is gonna be spam, like spam. And this one will not gonna be a reply. Like but maybe only if you're gonna space it by like 3 weeks, then it will not. But in my opinion, it's just better to run more net new contacts and contact them again in next quarter. So this is basically what we are doing. And here is an example of an email that we are actually sending, and one of campaigns that we are running last week. Basically, we received total reply rate of 2.1%, excluding here are no automatic replies. Positive replies were 66%. This campaign was pretty good, and less than 1 bounce rate percent as well. So Basically, it is the copy that you're running. As you see here, the offer, just reply yes and I'll send you the link. To try with 10 domains at no charge. Some tips are like make it level 5 reading level and make it as frictionless as possible to reply. So yeah. Then I show like reply handling and conversions. What are we doing with that? Once we actually we already covered how to like scrape the leads, where do we scrape them from, how do we get the data, like what do we do with that, and how do we write actual emails, like what do we do, what do we not do. And once we receive actual positive reply, how we are handling that. So positive reply received is number one. Then reply agent. We are running reply agent with our like knowledge base of a company. In number two, instant response, because speed to lead matters a lot. I'm sure you know that. Then we have single sales rep in the company that I work with, handling follow-up conversations, which is pretty easy. Or reply agent most of the time just send them a link to sign up with like promo code for the to redeem 10 free domains. This is kind of number four. Or 22 email nurture if no sign up in 1 week. So essentially, as soon as they reply positively, we just send all of them to our like go high level to nurture with 22 email nurture sequence. And if we don't see them sign up in 1 week, they get 22 emails across 3 months. So this one has like massive conversions as well. It's number 5. And conversion rates of that, basically from all positive replies, we receive 8% sign-ups, 55 customers with no sales calls. And the thing is that it's very hard to attribute actual like customers from cold email because it drives like massive brand awareness. Because you know what it means, right? If people saw our offer in cold email, maybe they're not going to be interested straight away, but maybe they're gonna like query something in Google and see our Google ads, or they're gonna see Meta ads, or they're gonna see YouTube channel, or they're gonna see, well, not like I'm talking out, but like my clients that I'm working with. Or they're gonna use ChatGPT and they're gonna search for some keywords like email infrastructure, and they're gonna sign up because they would remember that they saw Inframail email. So here, as you see, basically, well, it doesn't say exactly that it's like which company this email is from, but I mean, they can still kind of identify where they're gonna need infrastructure that they were offered something like that, and they would remember our promo code with 10 domains at no charge. So yeah, but actual from email threads, we receive 55 customers. It's pretty important and pretty good ROI. So yeah, I guess that was pretty much it. And what this means for your business. So if you need more sales calls or have troubles making outbound work or just want similar results to what I just went you through, if it like looks pretty complicated for you, right? Then we can do it for you. Like seriously, we run pay-per-meeting appointment setting. This is our like main offer, and you only pay for qualified meetings that show up actually. So it's $300 per meeting, and we don't pay for you don't pay for tie kickers, you don't pay for not qualified ones, and you only pay for like ICP decision makers who show up on the call with you. So yeah, for straight signups, like we did for email structure one, self-serve. In the case study I walk you through, just contact us for pricing, and we'll be able to discuss with you and agree on the numbers. So yeah, link will be in the description. Book a growth mapping call and see you there. Or just watch my next video straight away, and there will be some more golden nuggets there.